Hello, I'm John Livingston. I'm a senior IT auditor from Medical Mutual of Ohio. Today I'll be showing you how to audit the ITIL processes. Next, let's move on to change management. So there are two goals in change management. One is to protect the IT production environment, so that's what we typically think of with change management. The other is to keep up with the changing needs of the business, or agility. So good change management is a balance between the two. And there's a quote from a Gartner vice president, and Gartner is a IT research and consulting firm. And she said that 80% of IT outages are caused by people and process issues, including poor change management, while only 20% are caused by technology failures and disasters. So what that means is we're shooting ourselves in the foot with poor change management. We're not testing the changes before they go into production. We're not having a meaningful discussion in the weekly change meeting. And we're not taking lessons learned from failed changes and using those to improve our change success rate over time. And remember the quote in the beginning about typical IT organizations spend too much of their time on firefighting. Poor change management is a big contributor to that. All right, so with change management, we have what's called the Change Advisory Board, or CAB. This is a weekly meeting where people from across the IT department get together and they meet to discuss changes. A typical agenda would be they'd review new changes, they look at the pre-implementation testing, implementation plans, back-out plans. They might review unsuccessful changes, they might review emergency changes. The next concept in the change process would be the risk and impact level. You might have risk and impact levels of 1, 2, 3, minor, significant, major. The idea is that you drive the documentation and the approvals required off of those risk and impact levels. At a former employer, we had a calculator that we built into our software tool, and it had drop-down questions. So it would ask, how many users connect to this system? How difficult would the backout be? How many IT technicians would it take to implement this change? So it got to the risk and impact level, and there were drop-down answers on each one. The change submitter had to choose one of those, and so it took the subjectivity out of the equation. Because if you leave it subjective, the change submitter might manipulate that risk and impact calculator to get a lower change level, avoiding the approvals and documentation.